Have you ever wondered why you keep attracting the wrong people into your life? The ones who drain you, manipulate you, make you feel small, or confuse you so deeply that you start questioning your own sanity. It doesn't happen all at once. In the beginning, they seem perfect. They say all the right things. They make you feel special, chosen, seen. You start to believe that maybe this time it's different. Maybe this time it's real. But then it begins. Small criticisms disguised as jokes, subtle guilt trips, mood swings that make you walk on eggshells. One day you're everything, the next, you're not enough. You try harder, you give more, you bend, you shrink, you silence your needs, and still, it's never quite enough for them. You feel like you're the one causing the chaos, like something must be wrong with you. But what if the pattern isn't about bad luck or broken instincts? What if there's a deeper reason, rooted in psychology, in your emotional history? That explains why you keep ending up with toxic people. Many of us are unknowingly conditioned to be drawn to what's familiar, not necessarily what's healthy. The human brain is wired for familiarity. It clings to what it already knows, even if what it knows is pain, especially when that pain once came dressed as love. If, in childhood, your emotional needs weren't fully met, if love came with strings attached, if affection had to be earned, if you were only praised when you pleased others or stayed quiet, then a part of you internalized a distorted blueprint for connection. You learned that being loved meant being useful, that closeness came at the cost of self-abandonment, that your voice, your needs, your boundaries had to be suppressed to stay safe, to stay accepted. And so, as an adult, that old script plays out again. You don't seek pain consciously, but you may unconsciously seek people who feel familiar, who mirror the unpredictability, the emotional intensity, or the conditional love you once knew. It's not your fault. Your nervous system is doing what it was trained to do, to survive in an environment where love and pain were intertwined. Toxic people are incredibly skilled at identifying the cracks in someone's self-worth. They are drawn to people who are empathetic, forgiving, generous, and self-sacrificing. People who over-explain themselves, who fear abandonment, who say yes when they want to say no. Not because those people are weak, but because their boundaries are more fluid, because their desire to connect is stronger than their desire to protect themselves. And that makes them vulnerable to manipulation. In the beginning, toxic people wear masks. They mirror your values, your dreams, your language of love. They give you what you've been craving: attention, affection, validation. It feels like magic, but it's not magic. It's a hook. And once you're hooked, the power dynamic shifts. They begin to chip away at your confidence. They criticize you subtly. They make you doubt your memory, your feelings, your judgment. They withhold affection. They punish you with silence. And then, just when you start to pull away, they reel you back in with tenderness, with apologies, with glimpses of the person they were at the start. This cycle, idealization, devaluation, manipulation, and intermittent reward, creates what's known as a trauma bond. A trauma bond is an intense emotional attachment formed through cycles of abuse and reward. It's the reason people stay in toxic relationships long after they realize something is wrong. Your brain becomes addicted to the highs and lows, the uncertainty, the moments of affection that feel like oxygen after emotional suffocation. You start confusing intensity for intimacy. Chaos feels like passion. You mistake someone needing you for someone loving you. And the more you lose yourself in the cycle, the harder it becomes to imagine a life without them, even if that life would be healthier, quieter, more peaceful. This bond can be especially strong when your self-esteem is already fragile, when deep down, you don't fully believe you're worthy of consistent, healthy love, so you overcompensate. You give more. You take responsibility for their bad behavior. You rationalize the red flags. You tell yourself they had a hard childhood. They're under stress. They'll change if you love them enough. But no amount of love will ever be enough for someone who doesn't respect you. The first step to breaking the cycle is self-awareness. You have to recognize the pattern, not just in your romantic relationships, but in friendships, work dynamics, even family ties. Ask yourself, do I tend to attract people who take more than they give? Do I stay silent to keep the peace? Do I feel responsible for other people's emotions? Do I believe I have to earn love by sacrificing myself? These questions are painful, but necessary. Because once you understand the role you've been unconsciously playing, you can start to rewrite the script. You can start building a new relationship with yourself, one rooted in self-respect, self-trust, and emotional clarity. Rebuilding begins with boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to keep love out. They are doors that protect your inner peace. Saying no does not make you rude. Walking away from dysfunction does not make you heartless. It makes you self-aware. It makes you strong. Start small. Identify what behaviors you will no longer tolerate, what dynamics you refuse to repeat, and then follow through. The right people will respect your boundaries. The wrong people will push back, guilt trip you, or leave. Let them. Their exit creates space for people who don't need to be managed, fixed, or explained to. You also need to challenge the beliefs that keep you stuck. The belief that being alone is worse than being mistreated. The belief that your worth is tied to how useful or selfless you are. The belief that love should feel like struggle. Real love is calm. It's clear. It doesn't make you question your value. It doesn't disappear when you need it most. Healthy love respects your no. It celebrates your individuality. It helps you grow without asking you to shrink. But to receive that kind of love, you have to believe you deserve it. And that belief starts inside, not outside. You don't need another person to rescue you. You need to rescue yourself from the belief that you are unworthy without them. Healing is not linear. You'll have moments of doubt. You might miss them. You might second-guess your decisions. That's okay. Healing doesn't mean never looking back. It means choosing not to go back, even when the past feels familiar. It means honoring the lessons while protecting your future. It means choosing peace over drama, clarity over confusion, freedom over control. As you heal, your energy changes. You stop tolerating the bare minimum. You stop entertaining people who make you question your reality. You become more selective with your time, your presence, your love. And that's not arrogance, that's growth. You begin attracting people who are emotionally mature, who communicate openly, who aren't threatened by your strength, because now you see red flags not as mysteries to decode, but as signals to walk away. You stop confusing love with intensity. You realize that someone choosing you means nothing if you constantly have to abandon yourself to be with them. So if you've spent years wondering why you attract toxic people, let this be the moment you understand. You're not cursed, you're not doomed, but you are responsible for your healing. And healing begins the moment you decide to stop repeating what hurt you and start creating what heals you. You are allowed to take up space, to speak your truth, to say no without guilt. You are allowed to be loved in a way that doesn't break you. You are not too much. You are not hard to love. You are not unworthy. You are simply done being drained, done being manipulated, done being a mirror for someone else's emptiness. You were never meant to be a lifeline for someone who refuses to swim. You are here to thrive, to connect, to rise. And the next time someone comes into your life with charm and intensity, you'll pause. You'll listen not just to their words, but to how your body feels around them. You'll check for peace, not just passion. And if it doesn't feel right, you'll walk away. Not because you're bitter, but because you're wise. Because you finally understand what real love is supposed to feel like, and you'll never settle for less again.